at the open. All-time high for the S&P 500.
It's your boy Jimmy. Jimmy.
Now, what's worth doing is worth doing for money.
Straight from y'all street to Wall Street.
Anybody tells you money's the root of all evil, doesn't make up happen.
Dudes wake up, hope their girl turned on so they can get a little bit. Only woman in the morning, I wanna turn on this. Becky quick. While the average man looking at this sad like she fine as it. I'm over here looking at tails and whips like 5-6. I left the mayhem for the market. Now I don't want a dope spot, I want to stop it. I know that booty got dropped, triggered my stop losses, but I ain't got time for your wop. My V-wops crossing. Rich with hot V's and pushing hot strategy and plans to make grand. Still in my wife beater, Batman pajamas, house slides, and about 5 hot picks for the day. Cause I like the way the Dow bounce. 4 hot dips on call, so I got options. 2 with a lot of volume, 1 with a double bottle. Now I know dumb money don't understand. Am I talking about my trade or just thinking with my MACD? You see, we different in the way we move. You move with kittens and your dog, I move with bears and bulls. I got a green thumb, roll with the marijuana. Waking up with the fun, some commas. Jump out of bed, big profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, big profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and die. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETL, make profits. I jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. Yeah. See, me and Jim Cramer been talking mad money. Said today I'm taking a risk. They got the feds coming, but I got support here with me. I call a short squeeze. You get the drop, pull the trigger, and abort these. If she stay on my watch list, I might have to wife her. But I know better. I'm a true trading group lifer. Call up the Wolf of Weed Street. It's time to flip some profits. Go ahead, be hawking. Get your spot here. I'll double top that in the head and shoulders. Hit him up with this resistance. Watch him roll over. Cause I see John Wicks in contract. If I say I make $1 million a day, well, that's a large cap. You moving average, that's why you get crossed. Get split, get delisted, and knocked off. And I'm setting the whole block off. I'm buying GameStop and selling them roadblocks off. Jump out of bed, make profits. Eat my bacon and eggs, make profits. Light up, watching them candles, profits. While I'm still in my sand, making profits. They used to watch me move them packs and die. Now I watch moves in the NASDAQ. Profits. Used to run from the ATF and them cops. Now I run down ETL. Hey, my family. Hey, go, what we doing, my man? Hey, make profits. Hey, Shug, Mike, what we doing? Hey, make profits. Yo, Wolf, Professor, what we doing? Make profits. That TTG money gang, we some snipers.
Hey, yo, what's up, everyone? What's going on, folks? Welcome to the True Trading Group YouTube channel. My name is Michael Edward Parinati. I go by Michael Edward. I'm the co-founder and head trader of True Trading Group. In case you guys didn't know, TTG was a Benzinga FinTech Awards finalist for Best Data Analysis Tool last year, and we're currently the fastest growing and highest rated premium online educational platform that combines university-level trading and investing courses with premium stock market tools, live workshops, individual mentorship and coaching for stocks, options, crypto, and futures. We day trade, swing trade. We also cover long-term investing. There's literally something for everybody here at True Trading Group. Why should you listen to anything it is that I have to say on this channel? That answer is quite simple. I didn't figure this stuff out on my own or watching YouTube videos or sitting in Discord chats. I began my trading career at T3 Alpha Fund in New York City, where they had me go through a training program before they let me touch $1 of the fund's money. Then 2008 happened, and that was the Great Recession, the big stock market crash, but also the same year that I received one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. Now you fast forward, and I am the co-founder and head trader of TTG. And along with my team of 8 other professional full-time trading mods and over 30-person staff, we've helped thousands of members from all over the world reach our goals. We have members in 115 different countries, about 10,000 members worldwide. The moderators and I collectively as a group have been able to maintain a cumulative win rate on all of our executions combined of just around 80% now, going on roughly the last 4 years. So if you guys are ready to learn, trade, and profit for real, you've come to the right place. 6 nights a week, Sunday through Friday, we go live on this channel, myself, other mods, and special guests. We'll drop golden nuggets and give you free lessons, education, trade ideas that can help you guys all become better traders. So smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications. Don't ever miss out on any of these lives. Whew, what a day, man. What a day. What a day. Well, I was surprised by what the markets did today. I don't know if anybody else. I was surprised in what the indexes did today. We're gonna break this down to two different categories. Okay, we got to break down today into two different categories. One, meme stock mania. Two, the overall markets. And wasn't surprised what we saw from GameStop and AMC once everything just went absolutely bonkers yesterday. You kind of thought maybe we were going to get some follow through today to all of the craziness that you saw yesterday, and it's possible it's still not done. Possible that this short squeeze is still not done. You've seen such an incredible rush of retail traders back into these meme stocks, and it's unlike anything that I've ever seen. I've been doing this for about 18 years. And I got to be honest with you guys, I've never seen a situation, even when this all first started in 2021, I never saw a situation like with GameStop and AMC back in 2021. There was never really anything like that, at least that I had ever experienced. The closest thing to it, as far as short squeeze wise, was the probably the Volkswagen squeeze was pretty insane. But that didn't have that retail investor kind of attraction. Social media has catapulted, the retail trader and that whole entire concept has just catapulted it into the stratosphere. And what I saw in this market the last 2 days with these meme stocks is so impressive. The fact that one or two people could have such incredible influence and sway over the retail trading community is just so wild to me. It's so wild to me. You could have, I feel like you could have had Warren Buffett come on CNBC yesterday and say, I just bought GameStop. And I still don't know if that would have the same effect. I don't know if that would have the same effect as what happened with GameStop when Roaring Kitty, who that's the handle for Mr. Gill, who is the person that's infamously, was behind the GameStop kind of squeeze in 2021 and that movie Dumb Money that was created based on the whole story and based on him. He hadn't posted anything on Twitter or X over the last 3 years. And the very first thing he posts in 3 years is a picture of a guy just leaning forward in his chair, meaning like he's paying attention. And he didn't even type a ticker symbol. He didn't say anything about GameStop. He didn't say that he bought more GameStop. He didn't say GameStop's going to squeeze. He didn't say anything. He just posted a picture. And to see the market's reaction to that is just insane. This was a $17 stock before he did that. Then he sends out that tweet. Yesterday, the stock goes to $38, and today it goes to $65. What is the most impressive about this round of the short squeeze on GameStop is that the short position on GameStop is so much smaller than it was in 2021. In 2021, the short position was over 100% of the flow. This time around, I had to check. I didn't check it today, but last that I checked, this was like the short position was in the 20s. So you still do have a pretty sizable short position in GameStop, but it's nowhere near the short position that you had in 2021. And the fact that we made it all the way back to $65, now this is obviously accounting for the split, because obviously GameStop did a split. They did a 4-to-1. So that squeeze high was 120. Okay, once you factor in the 480 when you're before the split, but it's split, so that's why this is now 120. The fact that we made it all the way back to $65 and you're halfway to the 2021 short squeeze high is really, really, really impressive to show you the momentum that was in this stock over the last 2 days. Now, when this all happened on Monday, I got flooded with people asking me what I thought about GameStop and what I thought about everything. And it's like, listen, once this thing starts to go, it's like you got to be very careful. Don't even think about trying to short it until you see a backside momentum break. It's like you don't want to ever try to stand in front and try to short front side strength on these names. The short position is too big. The retail community presence is too is honestly just too aggressive. And the last thing you want to do is step in front of one of these stocks when they're moving to the upside. You're so much better off. And these will be really great shorts at some time. Could be tomorrow, could be next week, could be next month, whatever. They will be really great shorts, but you can't just get short blindly and hold the thing as it rips to 50, 60, 70, $80 and you're down 400, 500, 600%. You get margin called, you blow up your whole entire account. And the stock goes higher before, you can't stomach that loss. You can't stomach that hold. That's how short sellers get themselves blown up. You don't ever really want to try to step in front of these things. And Roaring Kitty coming back into the fold, and now with even more notoriety than he had in 2021 because of the movie. So you had a lot of people that watched that movie, Dumb Money, and didn't even know who that person was because they weren't really involved. They weren't involved in the GameStop squeeze at that time. But then they heard about it because it was all over the news. They didn't maybe partake in it, but they heard about it and then they watched the movie. Now they know who this person is. So he even has a bigger awareness, I guess that you could say now than he did back in 2021. And to come out with just a picture and it caused this stock to go from $17 to $65 is just absolutely insane. You did come up to some really big resistance levels that held very, very, very nicely. And I want to kind of talk about those and I want to identify them to you guys, these resistance levels, because the levels on GameStop held very well today. This is a technical trade. It's not a fundamental trade. There's nothing that happened with GameStop's business or their business prospects that caused the stock to go from 17 to 65 in 2 days. It is a technical move. It is a short squeeze type of move. It is tons of momentum from retail traders coming in from all over the world and market makers that are getting forced to buy the stock because there's such a influx of volume of call options that are being bought so deep out of the money or so far out of the money that you get that what's called the gamma squeeze. And the gamma squeeze, the way that the gamma squeeze works, a lot of people have kind of thrown that term around over the last couple of years. But the way a gamma squeeze works is essentially, as a market maker will sell those call options. Okay. So if you buy a call option, if you buy, let's say a $50 strike call option and the stock never gets to 50, the market maker will keep and will make all of the money that you paid for that option. As that option expires and goes to zero, they keep all the money that when they sold the option to you, they keep all of it. Now, if the stock though does reach that strike price, now the market maker is on the hook as the seller of that call option. They need to deliver you the shares at that strike price. So what ends up happening is when a market maker will sell far out of the money call options all day long, and they'll sell a ton of them. But as the share price of the equity itself begins to get closer to the strike price that was once deeply out of the money. So when the stock was trading at, let's say 30, and the market maker is selling $50 strike calls, they'll do that all day long without a problem, without a care in the world, because the probability of it getting to 50 is very, very low. But once the stock starts to move towards 50, the market maker is now in a very tough position because they have thousands of contracts that are out that they sold. And one contract is equal to 100 shares. They have hundreds or thousands of contracts that are sold out at those far strikes. In order to hedge that liability of maybe potentially the stock goes to 75 and they have to deliver the shares at 50, they will buy shares of the stock itself. So they'll sell the call option, and if enough people start buying that option out of the money and the stock starts to move towards the strike price, the market maker then goes and buys shares of the stock to hedge that in case they have to deliver the stock at 50. So they'll buy the stock at 35, 40, 45, knowing, hey, if I have to deliver it at 50, I own it from a cheaper price, right? So that's how a gamma squeeze works, because now you're getting, the stock is moving higher, short sellers are getting squeezed, and these are people that are short the equity. So people that are short the equity start to buy back the stock. That pushes the stock higher. Retail investors buy the stock because there's a lot of excitement on social media. That pushes the stock higher. But then you have the market makers that are selling the call options. They start buying the stock, and that pushes the stock higher. And that's how you get that gamma squeeze. That's what happened to GameStop in 2021. And it looks like that's happening to GameStop again here now in 2024 with a much lower short position than it had in 2021. It's crazy. It really is. I think if you're going to get follow through and this short squeeze is not done, I think GameStop is the one that moves higher, not AMC. I just think Adam Aaron will continue to do, $250 million equity raises. They didn't out the money offering for $250 million. If AMC tomorrow went to $15, it wouldn't surprise me in the least bit that he does another offering. I just think that Adam Aaron will just continue to do offerings on AMC. So it's like, if you're going to get another round of the short squeeze, I think that it's maybe more likely that you get that from GameStop than it is that you get it from AMC, just because I just think Adam Aaron will just continue to dilute the stock. It's already had a hell of a run. the thing with the $12 today, it's just an unbelievable move. The thing with the $12 today, obviously you're nowhere near where you were, from the 2021 AMC short squeeze. That, pre the split, because you had that the reverse split that AMC did. Now that looks like it's $700 a share when it wasn't necessary. It was $70 a share. It wasn't 70 when it went there in 2021, but now it says 700 because of the stock split. So you went from a 700 top all the way down to $8.38. Technically, it's 83 cents if you were to figure out the pre-split, and this was a $70 top. That's 80 cents is really where the stock is actually trading and compare when you factor out the split. So you still have a long ways to go for AMC. You can see AMC is nowhere near halfway to the squeeze point on 2021. You'd have to get a little bit of $40 to get back to the halfway point on that short squeeze. GameStop is already at that halfway point. You got to the halfway point today of 65. 65 is a very important level for this. It's a very, very, very important level for GameStop. There's two specific prices that I think short sellers would really try to short GameStop. There were three levels. One of them got broken today and it held. Okay. The first level that I see that short sellers would step in here and try to come in and short this stock is going to be right here. Okay. That double top right there, short sellers would come in, they try to short it right there around 48, but you gapped above that level today. So that wipes out the opportunity for people to step in and get short at that level because you gapped above it. Now you traded into this double top right here. Now that double top takes you back to November of 2021. Oh shit. I'm sorry, guys. My charts. I'm sorry. I did not realize that. I wasn't sharing my chart this entire time. Sorry, guys. I didn't realize that I wasn't sharing my chart. I'm doing it on my charts. I didn't realize that I wasn't sharing my charts for you guys this entire time. I apologize. So I'll just go back. I'll just show you AMC just real quick. Sorry about that, guys. So there's AMC, 700 top. And then for the split, but like I said, it really is 70 if you factor out the split. And you can see this is where AMC currently sits. So not even close to taking back halfway of that short squeeze from 2021. But GameStop is halfway to the short squeeze top from 2021. And there were three levels that I think short sellers would come in and try to short this thing. The first would have been 48.50, that double top. You gapped above that, so that kind of wiped that out. Then you have the double top here at 65. 65 is the high of the day today. And then you have this double top at 85. Okay, then you have this double top at 85 right there. These are the three levels that I think short sellers are going to step in and they're going to try to short GameStop. If these levels get taken out, you already took out the 50, you got to work on the 65. The 65 is not taken out yet. We're moving higher after hours now at 57.5. It does look promising for a break above 65 tomorrow. The candle that was put in there today, if you gap up tomorrow, okay, if you gap up tomorrow, you could see that break through 65. What you want to be careful of is a gap down to like 52 or 50. If tomorrow morning GameStop opens at 45 or 50, I think you got to be careful and you might get a little bit of a deeper pullback if that's the case. But if this thing opens up tomorrow morning and you're like 61, 62, I think that this thing goes right through 65, possibly halts through 65. And then you're going to be on your next leg of a short squeeze as the people that shorted 65 today end up getting squeezed out of their position. And the next place that I would expect shorts to step in is 85 double top. Okay. I would say 85 double top is where I think the next short squeeze comes into play. Now, if I'm being completely honest with you guys, I personally, I'm probably not going to make many friends when I say this. I personally don't think GameStop goes back to the short squeeze high of 2021, which is $120 a share. I don't think that that's going to happen simply because there's not as many retail traders that are in the market right now as there were back in 2021. And there's not as big of a short position on GameStop now as there was in 2021. And I would think that a lot of short sellers on GameStop learned their lesson the first time. Apparently not, because you still have 25% of the float short. But I just don't think people are going to be as stubborn with that short position this time as they were in 2021. Short sellers really held on to that short position for a very, very, very long time until they eventually just got squeezed out, and people like Melvin Capital went bust and went belly up and went out of business. I don't think that's going to happen this time around. The short position is smaller. I think, could you get through 65? Sure. But I think you'll probably top out around 85 or 90 if you do get there. I don't think you're going to get back to 120. That's just my opinion. Those are the reasons why. Like I said, there'll probably be someone on this live stream that I'm going to really piss off when I say that, because they're going to tell me it's going to go to 1,000, and it is what it is. You guys do whatever you want with your positions and your money. I'm going to do what I want with my positions and my money. So I don't necessarily think we get back to 120, but I do think that there's still a really, really, really great opportunity here in these names to make some money. Okay. So I think you just have to watch the 65 top. You got to watch that 65 top. Because if 65 gets taken out, you have room. You have some minor resistance around like 72, 73, which is an open gap from 2021. So you got some minor resistance right there in the low 70s, and then the double top at the 85. Okay, so those are resistance levels that I see for GameStop. If you get through 65, stay the long. If you're going to try to short this thing, please be very, very careful. I don't want to see people blow themselves up trying to short this thing. It doesn't make sense for you guys. It's not worth it to try to short front and side strength. If you're going to try to short these stocks, you got to wait until the momentum breaks. Okay, which right now that is clearly not the case. The long side is the side that is in control right now. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I'll take a look at the stock when it opens up in the morning. I'll see where it's trading in pre-market, and I'll tell obviously the members of True Trading Group what I think about the name, and if we're going to break through 65 or give you that bigger pullback. So we'll talk about that then. Okay, so that's my thoughts on GameStop and AMC. I gotta just again Moderna. So I'm going to keep updating you guys on this position. This is a position that I'm in. I've been in this stock since April 22nd. If you guys have been following the YouTube channel since April 22nd, you know that I very publicly told everybody in the middle of April, I told everybody that I was getting ready for a swing trade on Moderna, that I thought we were about to experience a short-term uptrend. I then announced on April 22nd that I was long the stock from 102.18 very publicly here. Members got into the May 17th 105 strike expiration at $45. Those are all the way up at $25, $26, $27 now. So congratulations, members, on a 400 to 500% gain on that initial entry point. But what we did was actually take profit off on through this break. And I'll just draw for you guys the pattern that was here. On Moderna, because it's one of the cleanest setups that you guys will ever see. It's one of the most obvious clean setups you guys will see. You can see this used to be a huge level of support, right? See that 117 was a huge level of support. You then broke that level in 2023. And once you broke that level, that area that was one support then became an area of resistance. But while that resistance was formed, what else you see actually happening here? Let me delete these to clean the chart up for you. What else you had start to happen here was a pattern known as an inverse head and shoulders. There's the left shoulder, there's the head, and then here's the right shoulder. And then here, this resistance level that I just showed you, that's the neckline. Now, an inverse head and shoulders is a trend reversal pattern. Inverse head and shoulders form at the bottom of downtrends. This is very clearly and obviously a downtrend. Then you get this inverse head and shoulders with a clear, clean neckline. So when you factor that setup in, that is a bullish chart pattern. Now, on top of that, you have a golden cross, which is when the 50-day moving average crosses above the 200-day moving average. The 50-day moving average is this dark blue line you see on my screen. The 200-day is the yellow line. So you can see right here, the 50-day crossed above the 200-day moving average, which now also gave me a golden cross. That's also a bullish sign. So I've got a golden cross. I've got an inverse head and shoulders. And then you had the earnings announcement, which broke you above the neckline, okay? And we took profits off into that break. So we took profits off all throughout this move. We really dropped out of the bulk of our position on this day. And then now we said we're going to reload the position back in front of 117. Why? Because 117 used to be this huge resistance level. And the way that inverse head and shoulders work is when you get a breakout through the neckline, you buy the retest of the neckline. The whole concept is that once that neckline resistance is broken, a new uptrend starts, and you buy now that pullback against it. What used to be resistance begins to act as support, and we reloaded the position at 119.22 on Friday. So I was in originally at 102.18. We took profits into 124. We reloaded the position at 119.22 and then took profits off today at 129. And I'm still looking for more. I still don't think that this trade is finished. Maybe you get like a consolidation pullback day, something like this tomorrow, and let the trade line, this 9 exponential moving average, let that work its way up, and then catch the stock there against that trade line, and then maybe make that break and push through 130 and get up into the 130s as my final target for this trade is up there in the mid 130s as that new short-term uptrend kind of continues and gives you follow through and takes you back to this resistance level that you see back here. And that's my goal, and that's my target, and that's why I'm still long the name. We did take profits, though, off on the trade yesterday. We took profits off on the trade today, and I'm still long some of that position. So a huge shout out and congratulations to all members of True Trading Group. I told you guys I will always keep you updated with my positions as they go through and as I manage them, but this has been a monster trade. If you're still holding the original entry from April 22nd, you're up 400 to 500%. If you enter the trade on last Friday, you're up anywhere from 100 to 200%, depending on your entry. So just a big shout and congratulations to all of my members. All right. Big shout out and congrats to all my members that were able to capitalize on Moderna. And I got to tell you guys, listen, for those of you that are not members of True Trading Group, you guys can start participating in these moves. If you guys can join our trial membership, and you can be notified whenever one of our 8 professional traders enters or exits a position in real time. You don't have to be in front of your computer screen. You don't have to be, attached to social media. We have a mobile app. You guys can download it on your phone. It'll allow you to be connected to our chat room, listen to the audio commentary, because the mods and I talk to you on the mic during the day. You'll also see the screen shares. The mods and I share our screens with you, and you get real-time push notifications whenever one of our traders enters or exits a position. So some of you may not know this, but 82% of our members, we have 10,000 members in 115 countries. 82% of them have a full-time job. They work over 40 hours a week. 82% of them. And they're able to benefit from what we do in True Trading and follow along and capitalize on trades like Moderna because they use that mobile app. So you guys can have access to that too for 7 trading days if you want to join our trial. There's never been a better time to do so because tomorrow is the CPI number. And that's a very, very important number that we're going to get tomorrow. PPI number came in slightly higher than expected today. CPI number is the more important one. All right, we're going to get to the CPI number and what our expectations are, what we think the markets do in just a moment. Before we do, I want to explain to you guys how you can join the trial. Go to ttgthree.com. That's TTG3 spelled out.com. Enter your name, email, phone number, then click yes, I want this, fill out the form, pay the $3 and join our trial for 7 days. Now, why do we charge $3? It's a good question. We maintain a very high quality chat room during the day. There are thousands of people on our platform at any given moment during the day with one focus, and that's to make money. I do not want people to come in there totally for free and start spamming, chat, being disruptive, and distracting our members from trying to make money. So by you putting your credit card information in, paying a measly $3, less than a cup of coffee, it shows us that you're real about this. You're a real person. You're serious about this. If you're serious about it, we're serious about having you. And you guys can join us for 7 trading days, not 7 calendar days, 7 trading days. Weekends and holidays don't count against your 7 days. That $3 payment is a one-time fee. There is no automatic renewal. There is no automatic upgrade to an annual membership if you just happen to forget to cancel the trial. Your trial just expires after 7 days. You never charge anything ever again. You're going to have to manually upgrade to an annual membership if you so choose. I'm pretty confident once you trade with us for 7 days that you're going to want to become a full-time member. True Trading Group. Our conversion rate actually from trial to full-time member is actually extremely high. Because once people, hang out with us for 7 days, they trade with us, they get familiar with myself, the 8 other professional traders that are in there, and the other members of True Trading Group, which are also some phenomenal traders. They guys usually just jump right in. So go to ttgthree.com, enter your name, email, phone number, click yes, I want this, fill out the form, pay $3. get your butts in chat. All right. You guys can start taking advantage of these type of trades. You'll be notified when our mods enter and exit positions. And tomorrow is going to be a big one. Guys, the market's a stone throw from all-time highs. Not even a stone throw. It's like a pebble skip from all-time highs. You're less than like 0.2% off of an all-time high on the SPY. Okay. So it's something that you really got to start focusing on. You got to start looking at this thing because nobody believes that this market rally can continue. And every single person I talk to is just like, this doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. Well, it makes sense to somebody. Otherwise, the stock market wouldn't be going higher. And that's one thing that I will always say to people is that just because something doesn't make sense to you doesn't mean that it doesn't make sense, right? In reality, the market's never wrong. It's we who are wrong. It's we who think something's going to happen and the opposite happens. So rather than allow your bias of this doesn't make sense and just cause you to continuously keep shorting the market and the market keeps moving higher to all-time highs, trade what you see. Trade what is on the chart because the chart's not lying to you. The chart is telling you what's taking place and what's happening. It's your bias of, oh, this doesn't make any sense why the markets are sitting up here at all-time highs. Now, I'm not saying we make a new all-time high tomorrow. I think it's going to really depend on what the CPI number is that we're going to get tomorrow morning at 8:30 because you got a hotter than expected PPI number today and the market's actually moved higher, which is crazy to me. I would not have expected the markets to finish up where we did for the SPY to be up 0.5 point today. To be up 0.5% today was a surprise to me. On the SPY, I would have thought with the higher than expected PPI that the markets would have had a small red day, but CPI is the bigger number. But nonetheless, I was surprised to see this candle get put in. There's your all-time high in the SPY. It's right there, 424.5. And if you get a hotter than expected CPI number, let's talk about this, okay? Because we are expecting a decline in CPI, okay? So here's what the numbers are, okay? Headline CPI month over month is expected to be 0.4. Last month it was 0.4. Year over year headline CPI is expected at 3.4. Last month it was 3.5. So we're expecting a drop. Core month over month is expected at 0.3. Last month it was 0.4. Again, we're expecting a drop. Here's the big one. The core year over year number is expected at 3.6. Last month, it was 3.8. That's the number that I think is in jeopardy of being hot. If you were to get a CPI number that is not just hotter than expected, but is higher than the prior month's read, I think the markets react negatively to that. And I talked about this with you guys on Monday and on Sunday, that if you get an inflation number that accelerates, meaning it's higher than the previous month, I think the markets are going to react negatively. And I think the markets would trade back down to this 514, 513 and take back last week's rally. You didn't get that today. And you got some of the PPI number today was in line with expectations. Others were higher than expected and higher than the previous month. But the CPI number is the one that I care more about. It's the one that the Fed cares more about. It's the one that I'm paying more attention to. And we'll see what that number comes in at 8:30 tomorrow morning. But if you get hotter than expected and it's above the prior month, I think then you're going to get a reaction to the market that would look something like this. You have a big like 1.5% down day. And I think that selling pressure continues throughout the rest of the week. And you get a little bit of a deeper pullback throughout the course of the trading week and take you back to the 50-day moving average if that is in fact the case. If the CPI number comes in line with expectations, I think the market celebrates that. I think you actually print a new all-time high. I don't necessarily think you get a really ton of follow through to new all-time highs, but I think you'll print a new all-time high. If the number comes in lighter than expected, then I think it's just open season. You probably get a clean break of that all-time high and probably a follow-through day on Thursday. All right. So those are kind of my thoughts with regards to the overall market. I'm still long Moderna. If you guys are, for those of you that are following along with that trade, I'll still be watching GameStop and AMC tomorrow. Two stocks that are going to be right up there at the top of my watch list. I am also going to, here's also another idea that I want to share with you guys. you have a lot of sympathy stocks that are trading higher on the back of the GameStop AMC. These are just all stocks that have a high short position. It just looks like those short sellers are getting a little nervous. They're exiting their positions, and it's pushing all these crappy stocks higher, like KOSS, right? Crappy stock back up to $6.75, $7. Okay, heavy short position. Okay, another one, Beyond Meat, right? Beyond Meat today went all the way to $10. Heavy short position, crappy stock. Peloton, heavy short position, crappy stock. BlackBerry, heavy short position, crappy stock. All right, so you're getting a bunch of these stocks that, what was another one? Holo, high short position, crappy stock, right? Plug Power, high short position, crappy stock. So you got a bunch of these stocks that moved higher on the back of this. What I think you can probably do, and this is probably safer than trying to actually, if you're like, hey, you're dead set, you want to short this meme stock rally. If that's the stance you want to take to be safer, wait for GameStop and AMC to show you weakness, and then go ahead and short a KOSS. Go ahead and short a Beyond Meat. Go ahead and short a Holo or a Plug Power or a BlackBerry. Go ahead and short those names, right? Go ahead and short those instead of shorting the main event, which is GameStop, right? Because you are playing with fire if you try to short these names, especially if you're going to try to swing trade a short, because you can short the thing at 58 and the next day can open at 68, shoot to 65, halt, and you blew your whole account up, right? So if you're going to short them, treat it as the day trade until you get that backside weakness crack. All right. Right now, anything goes. And you gotta be careful, you gotta be quick, you gotta be nimble, you gotta be flexible. You can't have a really strong bias. You don't want to just lean on the thing short and it keeps going higher and you get stubborn with it. Same thing, you don't want to just get long and it's halting to the downside and you're just stubborn with the hold. Just be smart with it. Control your risk. When these stocks start going crazy, yes, people can make a lot of money, but people can also lose a lot of money. Okay. So remember, money is not created out of thin air. It's transferred. So if you make money on a trade, that means somebody else lost it somewhere. All right. So protect yourself if you're going to trade these things. I mean, I love trading this kind of volatility, but I've been doing this for a very long time. If you're brand new to trading, maybe not the best things for you guys to be focusing on right now. I think there's other things that are a little bit less volatile that, are a little bit lower risk. And that's it. Okay. So there you guys have it. All right, folks, like I said, tomorrow's CPI number, it's going to be huge. All right, it's going to be huge. The markets are right up at their all-time highs. Everybody wants to know, is inflation coming back down or are we losing control of it? When you get a hotter than expected CPI number tomorrow, I guarantee on news outlets, you're going to hear people say the word stagflation. And once people start talking about stagflation, I don't know. I just think that it's going to make the markets a little uneasy and you're going to start to get a pullback and you're going to start to get downward action on it. But you need the acceleration in inflation. If it comes in line, I think the markets are fine. I think you print that new all-time high. So my opinion, a lot riding on the CPI number tomorrow. It comes out 8:30 a.m. Eastern. We'll be live inside chat to cover it. If you guys have not yet done so, you're not a member. Obviously, members, I'll be with you guys, obviously, as we always are. Non-members, go to ttgthree.com. That's ttg3 spelled out.com. It's our 7-day trial. It's 7 trading days. It'll cost you $3. It's a one-time fee, less than a cup of coffee. There's no automatic upgrade. There's no automatic renewal. There's no recurring payment. All right. You just ttgthree.com, enter your name, email, phone number, click yes, I want this, fill out the form, pay $3, get your butts in chat. Download the mobile app if you're not in front of your computer all day long. So this way you can follow along and be notified in real time when our traders enter and exit positions. All right. So there you guys have it. All right. My boy Wizard. Wizard, what's up, my man? Wizard goes, hey, Mike, I just stopped by to boast about your Moderna trade. I bought it under $5 on the option. Bought the option under $5. Second tier profit came off at 10. I'm holding runners. I got to go dining with potential customers. I love it. Wizard, that's fantastic, man. That's incredible. All right, folks. So there you guys have it. There's the breakdown. There's the analysis. There's the thoughts. There's the positions. Get your butts in chat. All right. ttgthree.com. Be the best damn $3 you ever spent in your life. I'll see you guys all in chat. Have a wonderful night. Subscribe to the channel and smash the like button. Show some love.